Now we are studying regarding the accounting records which are maintained by NPOs. Even though we know that they are not the profit making organization yet, they need to fulfill the obligation or the rules which are set up by the government. To satisfy them, they are maintaining some books of account, and their major source of income are subscription income and then donation received from different sources. In this manner they raise their fund, and most of their transaction are through cash or bank, and they are maintaining different ledgers so that at the end of the year they can prepare balance sheet. They are maintaining ledgers of all their incomes, expenses as well as assets and liabilities, and they even maintain stock register in order to record their assets. And they are not maintaining, main important thing is they are not maintaining capital account. Instead they are having capital fund account where all of their raised fund are added to that particular account, and this capital fund is recorded under liability side of the balance sheet. So let us study regarding different financial statements or the accounting records which are maintained by the NPOs. The final accounts of NPOs involves receipt and payment account, the next income and expenditure account as well as balance sheet. These are prepared at the end of the year so that they can record their position. The next first one is regarding receipt and payment account. So what is receipt and payment account? This particular account is prepared with the help of cash book. From the summary of cash book they are recording or maintaining this receipt and payment account. And then income and expenditure account is prepared with the help of receipt and payment account. To prepare income and expenditure account means they need to have receipt and payment account. Then final account is balance sheet, which is prepared at the end of the year to know whether they are having excess of asset or liability is more than their assets. So receipt and payment account is a summary of cash and bank transaction. It helps in preparing income and expenditure account as well as balance sheet. The next income and expenditure account is prepared with the help of this receipt and payment account, and it is similar to P&L account, though it will not be called as P&L account because that is maintained by the profit making organization, whereas income and expenditure account is maintained by the NPOs. Then balance sheet, as you all know, is the record of assets and liabilities at the end of the year. So next is receipt and payment account. So what is receipt and payment account? You know that receipt and payment account is the real account. So what is the rule of the real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. That means whatever the income they receive should be debited and whatever the expenditure they make should be credited. Hence receipts are recorded on the debit side of the receipt and payment account, and payments are recorded on the credit side of the receipt and payment account. And it is prepared at the end of the year based on the receipts and payments which are recorded in cash book. Cash book is nothing but the summary of all the receipts as well as payment. So we need to, at the time of preparing receipt and payment account, we need to record the receipts in receipt side as well as payments in payment side with this aggregate amount. Then next it is a summary of the cash and bank transaction under various head. It is a summary of cash as well as bank transaction. The main important thing to note down here is under receipt and payment account they will not make any distinction between revenue item as well as capital item. As I have already told, what is revenue item and what is capital item. Revenue item which is recurring in nature, whereas capital item which is not recurring in nature. In revenue item there is also revenue receipt as well as revenue payment, and in capital item there is a capital receipt as well as capital payment. So all these things need to be recorded under receipt and payment account. Receipts need to be recorded under receipt side, payments need to be recorded under payment side. And another important aspect here is, here non-cash items will not be included. What is non-cash items? Any depreciation or provision for bad debts, or the profit which is received on the sale of asset, all these things will not be included under receipt and payment account. And here any item of past year or future year will be taken into consideration. That is an important point. So while solving the problems on NPOs, we need to clearly know the difference between receipt and payment as well as income and expenditure account. Without the help of that, it is not possible for us to prepare the or solve the problems on NPOs. So understand it properly or study it carefully. So next one is, this is the example. This shows the summary of the cash book, which involves all the receipts as well as all the payments. How we need to write this? In the first problem, see there, they have given the brought down balance, that is cash in hand as well as cash at bank, and then on April 10 there is a subscription which they have received, and on April 10 again they have received entrance fees, then life membership fees. Here what we need to do means, there are some items which are recurring in nature, you know, subscription will be paid on monthly basis or annual basis. So on April 10 they have received subscription of 1,20,000. Again see below, on September 13 they have received subscription that is of 30,000. So they are recurring in nature. While writing down those amount in receipt and payment account, what we need to do is we need to aggregate them. All the subscription should be written down with their respective amount, and we need to find out the total of entire subscription and whole amount, or its aggregate amount need to be written in the outer column. So this is the way in which we will record it in receipt and payment account. How the aggregation is done, see. Subscription for the year 2013 to 14, 30,000, that means in the problem it is there. And subscription for the year 2014 to 15, whole of the subscription which they have received in this particular year will be written, and the total of it need to be recorded in the receipt side by writing subscription of 2014 to 15 as 2,25,000. This is the manner in which receipts and payments account will be prepared. So next one is regarding the format of receipt and payment account. Hope it is visible. So what at the time of preparing receipt and payments account, first one is to balance brought down. We need to write down the opening balance of cash in hand or cash at bank, that is to balance brought down. Then next is about revenue receipt. So what and all the revenue receipts? Subscription, you know, which is received on monthly basis or annual basis. So it is recurring in nature as well as it is income to the organization. So it is recorded on the receipt side. The next one is subscription. You know, subscription is also, so revenue receipt involves subscription, you know, which is recurring in nature. So it is recorded under receipt side. Next one is general donation. You know, specific donation will be treated as a capital receipt. So capital receipt will be recorded later. First all the revenue receipts are recorded. So general donation is treated as a revenue receipt, so written under receipt side. Then sale of newspaper. So if the organization subscribes for the newspaper, means every day they are going to receive those newspaper, and there will be regular sales of those newspaper, old newspaper. So this one is also a receipt. Sale of periodicals, sale of old sports material. Then locker rent. What is locker rent? Locker rent means our organization is going to give benefit to its members to store their valuable stuff. For providing that particular facility, they are going to charge some money. That is called as locker rent. This one is also revenue in nature. Then sale of scraps. By selling the scrap item, they are going to get benefits or receipt. Then proceeds of the show. If they have organized any show for the charity purpose, the tickets, the amount collected from the tickets, that is also a revenue for them. Then miscellaneous receipts, entrance fees, grant in aid, all these are the revenue items, that is revenue receipt, will be recorded under receipt side. Then what and all the capital receipts? So legacies, which is received once in lifetime. So it is treated as a capital receipt. The life membership fees, this one also received once in a lifetime of the members. That is capital receipt. Then life membership is over. Specific donation, if donation is given for specific purpose like construction of building, construction of swimming pool, so then it is treated as a capital receipt. Then sale of investment, sale of investment is in huge amount, so the benefit is received only once in a lifetime, so it is not received regularly, hence treated as a capital receipt. Then sale of fixed asset, sale of fixed asset, benefit received from the sale of fixed asset treated as, which is in big amount, treated as a capital receipt. Endowment fund, these are all the receipt items. And main important point to note down that no distinction is made where revenue receipts are also recorded as well as capital receipts are also recorded. Then next comes to buy balance brought down. Buy balance brought down in only those situations where there is a bank overdraft. If the cash, there is a balance in cash as well as balance at bank, means it is always two balance brought down. Then next, revenue payments, all the revenue payments are recorded, that is wages, rent, insurance, printing, stationery, these are all recurring in nature. Then next, telephone charges, audit fees, honorarium, that is a honorarium means what? It is a payment or amount paid to the person who is giving his service in NPOs. So we are not saying them the paying of salary to the workers are called as wages, whereas in case of NPOs, paying for the person or the member for his service is called as honorarium. The newspaper repairs, all these are the revenue payments which are recurring in nature, whereas capital payments involves purchase of fixed asset. So at the time of purchasing fixed asset, maybe land, building, we are paying huge lump sum amount, and we are not going to purchase it regularly. That means in 1 month we are purchasing land in somewhere, and in another month we are going to buy that land in another location. So these fixed asset cannot be bought regularly, so they are treated as capital payments. Purchase of investment, that is also kind of expenditure. These are all capital payments. So at the time of preparing receipts and payment, the first step is writing down of the opening balance, or if in case there is a bank overdraft, writing it on the credit side of the payment side. Then next, writing all the revenue items, that is revenue receipts on the receipt side and all the revenue payments on the payment side. This one is the step we need to follow. And at the time of writing closing balance, what we need to do is we need to count the total of receipt side and total of payment side. If the receipt side exceeds the payment side, the balance will be written on the payment side. So next is important features of receipts and payments account. First one, it includes all receipts and payments whether they are capital or revenue nature. As I have already told, here there will not be any distinction between capital item as well as revenue item. All the items are taken, receipts are recorded under receipt side, payments are recorded under payment side, and it is a summary of cash book prepared with the help of cash book. It shows the total of receipts and payments irrespective of the year in which they occur. That means even if we are preparing records of particular accounts for the year ending 2013 to 2014, means if there is any item of 2012 to 13, means that will also be recorded here. Even the future account, means amount which need to be paid in future, also recorded in this particular year. So there will not be distinction made in year also. No distinction of receipts and payment made in cash and bank. So there will not be distinction or differentiation made for payments which are made in cash or through bank. Non-cash items are not included. Important non-cash items like depreciation, then provision for bad debts will not be included here. So these are the important features and important points. Then next is steps in preparing receipts and payment account. That I will explain in the future classes while solving practical problems. The next is regarding income and expenditure account. Okay, what is income and expenditure account? It is similar to profit and loss account. Even though these NPOs are not undertaking business activity, they are preparing income and expenditure account. So prepared with the help of receipts and payments account. So in order to prepare income and expenditure account, we need to have the record of receipts and payments, and with that help we are preparing income and expenditure account. Here important point is only revenue items are taken. That means capital items are totally excluded. Only the revenue items. For example, revenue receipts. What and all comes under revenue receipt? Subscription, then entrance fees, legacies. These are all the revenue items. Then revenue payments involves rent, stationery. These items are taken. Capital items are completely excluded. And it is prepared on the accrual basis. So very important point. It is prepared on the accrual basis means here if they are not receiving particular amount, for example, salary is due but salary is not actually received. It is a kind of receipt we know, but for this particular year the salary is due and we are going to receive, but yet it is not received. Even this item will be recorded here, whereas in case of receipt and payment account there will not be any chance to record outstandings or paid in advance amount. So that is recorded over cash basis. Here it is accrual basis. So outstanding as well as prepaid income and expenditure are recorded here. Important point, please note down. Then next is regarding the format of income and expenditure account. So I hope it is visible. In the income and expenditure account, we know this particular account is a nominal account. What is the rule? Rule says debit the expenses and losses, credit the incomes and gains. Hence, expenditure side is debited, income is credited. So this is the format in which we prepare income and expenditure account. So at the time of preparing or writing of the format, please write down the debit side and credit side clearly. So under expenditure account, you know, only revenue expenditure recorded. Under income, only revenue receipts are recorded. So all revenue payments. So what and all the revenue payments comes need to be recorded here. Then next they have said that even they are having or recording non-cash items. What and all? Depreciation. What is depreciation? When there is a fixed asset, that fixed asset always the fixed assets value always reduces per year. So it is very important for an organization to charge depreciation, that is writing down of the value of the asset. If at the time of purchase the value of asset is 10 lakh means in the future year the value will not remain same. Fixed assets are always undergoing depreciation, so that need to be charged, and depreciation charge any depreciation which is charged on the fixed asset will be recorded in income and expenditure account. Then if there is any provision for bad debts, that need to be recorded, and in case if there is a sale of assets and the profit or loss received need to be recorded here. If there is any loss means at the time of sale of fixed asset need to be recorded under expenditure side. For example, the organization had a fixed machinery, that is furniture, fixed asset, for example furniture, that's worth is 1 lakh rupees, but they sold that particular furniture for 50,000. So 50,000 is a loss for the organization which need to be recorded under expenditure side. For example, there is a profit on the sale of furniture. Maybe the value of the fixed asset furniture is 10 lakh, sold for 15 lakh. So what is the benefit of profit? 5 lakh, which need to be recorded under income side. And after writing all these revenue items, that is revenue receipts and payments, next step is finding out the difference. We need to find out whether income side is more or expenditure side is more. If there is excess of income over expenditure, then the balance will be written under expenditure side to surplus, and this amount will be added to capital fund. If consider there is a more expenditure and income is less, That means excess of expenditure over income means the balancing item or balancing figure will be recorded under income side, that is by deficit. It need to be deducted from capital item from the balance sheet, that is written under liability side. So this is regarding the format. Then related to steps I will teach in next class. The next is regarding the difference between receipts and payments account as well as income and expenditure account. So first point is on which basis the differentiation is made. Nature of the account. So receipt and payment account is real account. That means debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Whereas in case of income and expenditure account, it is a nominal account. Rule says debit the expenses and losses and credit the incomes and gain. I hope you understood this one. Then next, form. So receipt and payment account is summarized form of cash book. It is prepared with the, as you all know, it is prepared with the help of cash book, and it involves summary of cash book. That means it records all receipts as well as payments. And then in case of income and expenditure account, in case of income and expenditure account, it is similar to profit and loss account, but it is called as income and expenditure account because it is prepared by NPOs. The next one is the basis, on which basis these accounts are prepared. In case of receipts and payments account, that are prepared on cash basis. Here if it is received in terms of cash, then only items are recorded. That means what? That means if there is an actual inflow of cash, if suppose salary is received, if there is actual receipt of salary, then only it is recorded. Rent is paid, if there is an actual payment, then only that particular item is recorded. Where? In receipt and payment account. In case of income and expenditure account, it is prepared on an accrual basis. That means if the outstanding amount is there, that means rent need to be received but it is not yet received, those amount also here recorded. That is called as accrual basis. Then next, period includes receipts and payments of cash made during the year, whether they related to past, current or future. In this particular year, for example, consider it is the year 2020. In this particular year, we are making payment of 2019. If we are making 2019 payment in this particular year, that particular amount need to be recorded. Understood? But in case of income and expenditure account, if the payment of this particular year is made, only that is recorded. If it is of 2019, that particular item will not be taken. So this is the difference. Then next is about revenue and capital item. Receipt and payment account records both revenue and capital receipts as well as payment. So here they will not make any distinction between revenue item as well as capital item. But in case of income and expenditure account, only revenue items are recorded. That is revenue, income as well as expenditure. Then balance sheet. It is not accompanied with the balance sheet. That means receipts and payments accounts. Receipts and payments account are not accompanied with the balance sheet, whereas income and expenditure have balance sheet. Why? Because the adjustments sometimes are given under income and expenditure account, which need to be recorded under income and expenditure account as well as under balance sheet. Then next, opening and closing balance. It represents opening and closing balance of cash in hand and cash at bank. So opening balance and closing balance of receipts and payments account are cash in hand, cash at bank. In case of income and expenditure account, we should not record what? Opening balance, but the closing balance, either it could be surplus or it could be deficit. Then adjustments. So what and all the adjustment? Receipts and payments account does not contain any adjustment. So under receipts and payments account, adjustments are not given, where in case of income and expenditure account, some adjustments are given. Why? Because there are outstandings as well as prepaids. Income as well as expenditure are recorded. So this is regarding the difference between receipts and payments as well as income and expenditure account. Regarding the steps in preparing income and expenditure account as well as receipts and payments account, I'll explain you in next class. Thank you.